Hello again, my disturbed friends, and welcome to day 7 of October. And today we're going to look at yet another horror film. This one is not as well known as the others I've talked about before, as I before mentioned. This is Black Demons. Now, I'm not racist, okay? I'm not racist at all. Some people could interpret this title as racist, and I don't want to be interpreted as racist by reviewing a movie like this. But, yeah. So, this is Black Demons, and it is an Umberto Lenzi film. Many of you have heard of Umberto Lenzi before. Well, this film is very seldom seen. It is shot like a 1980s film, but it was actually filmed in 1991. And it's an interesting sort of film. It's not so much living dead zombies as it is the classic zombies. These are voodoo zombies, sort of like the kind of zombies we have in our movie. So, basically, the plot is that a bunch of former slaves from the, I guess, 1700s or early 1800s. I'm not exactly sure when that happened, that whole issue. But, I guess these are slaves from that era, whenever that era was. And, pretty much they have been resurrected to, I guess, kill former slave owners or their families. Or something like that. This movie was so boring, I didn't give a crap! Oh my... Okay. Pretty much that's it. These people just go to an island, and then there's, like, this stuff happening, and one guy's trying to learn about voodooism, so he goes to this voodoo ritual and records some sound. And then I guess later on he plays it back for some reason when he's in a graveyard, and he ends up resurrecting a bunch of these zombies. It starts off really well. It's got some very realistic and good gore scenes, but there's so few of them, and there's so much space between them. This movie had so much potential, but it is painstakingly slow in certain parts, and I just didn't care. I just wanted to get to the gore. Like, if you can just explain the plot to someone, it sounds a lot more interesting than the movie actually is, but I don't really know what to think of this movie, because from the parts that were good, and, like, you know, the gore and stuff, and, like, the parts that were action-packed, they were good, but the parts that weren't were just so slow, and they just didn't fit. Yeah. There's really not much else to say about the movie itself, which is sort of sad because a lot of these other reviews I've done I've got so much to talk about, but this one, not so much. All I can really do now is talk about the release itself, which was pretty good. It's got a couple of interviews and some trailers. The trailers are interesting. They're a bunch of, but you probably have seen them before. They're just, you know, the trailers for all the classic, like, Lucio Fulci films. I think a couple of... I'm not sure if they had any Romero movie trailers, but I know they had the trailers for Zombie 1 to 5. So, and you all know this stuff about the Zombie series, like Zombie 1's actually 2, so when I say Zombie 1 to 5, I just mean Zombie 1, which is also Zombie... I'm not going to get into this, forget it. Yeah, and it's a widescreen format, which is nice, but... other than that, there's really not much else to talk about. So, I wouldn't really... I don't really know what to think of this movie. If you want to see some realistic gore scenes, you might want to check this out. But there's very little of it, and you might just want to rent it to, like, see these scenes, because they're sort of interesting. But I don't think... I'm not sure if you'd want to watch the whole film in its context, just, you know, like, fast forward to the gore scenes and get a look at that, because that part's interesting. It has some suspenseful moments, but it's just painstakingly slow in other parts. Maybe if you've got nothing else to do on a Friday night, you could pick this up, but I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. But, you know, it's still, you know, some corny fun in there, but yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say.